Okay, so if you saw the title, you already know what this video is about. Today I'm going to be reacting to homophobic memes and videos and crap. It's been a rough day, honestly, so let's just get started on this bullshit. I'm gonna tie up my hair because I can't see shit. Okay, so this video is titled "This Week Homosexuals 1964." So I know in that time period we weren't really accepted all that much, so I'm just gonna see what this video is about. And you'll get my genuine reaction to it because, again, I haven't seen any of these. I just clicked things with hopeful titles. So let's get into it.
In every large organization, like every big firm, every civil service department, the armed forces and so on, there must be hundreds, even thousands. If all the homosexuals were to leave their jobs simultaneously, the economy of the country would be thrown into something like chaos. In Britain alone, there are at least 1 million men and 1 million women who are homosexual. Now, for some reason, the law takes an entirely different attitude toward the two sexes in this matter. Between women, homosexuality is perfectly legal. But between men, it's a crime, rendering the offender liable to several years of imprisonment. There are only half a dozen countries in the world in which it is a crime, but for some reason, Britain is one of them. So what's it like, then, to be a male homosexual in Britain today, whose only choice is between a lifetime of complete sexual abstinence or being a criminal?
Pretending the whole time, guarding your language the whole time. I feel that to a certain extent homosexuals can be recognized by what they say, even when they're discussing perfectly ordinary topics. Therefore, I guard what I say, even on perfectly ordinary topics. I guard what I say the entire time.
How do you think homosexuals reveal themselves when they're talking about ordinary topics?
Perhaps in the assumptions they make about their future, which are going to be different from heterosexual futures. I make a deliberate effort in my conversation, sometimes, to imply that marriage is in my future. But talking at ease, I might give away the fact that, in practice, I know it's not going to be any part of my future. I might make some remark which shows I take it for granted that marriage, children, perhaps even a house, are sort of something I know are perhaps never going to happen to me. And that is possibly a giveaway.
Did you find it very hard to come to terms with the fact that you are homosexual?
Yes, from about 16 till about 20, 22 or 23. The whole of that time it was associated in my mind with guilt, sordid matters, elderly, unpleasant men. It was in no way associated with reasonable, mature, normal, ordinary, pleasant people.
What happened to change this?
I met somebody who was reasonable, ordinary, pleasant, mature, and normal, and who was queer.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I do not live there, so I'm not, and I obviously wasn't alive at that time, but I'm not entirely sure why being a lesbian is legal and being gay wasn't. But if I had to guess, it was the fetishization, I cannot say that word, of lesbians. And being close with men wasn't normal. And people didn't really want to look at that. So that video was pretty much about the homophobia that gay men face at the time in Britain. And honestly, I think it's just sad because he said that even getting a house was something that he couldn't imagine himself doing because he knew that he was gay. I do appreciate the fact that he didn't let out that man's identity. He blocked his face and stuff. also just proves to show that they were afraid at the time just to be who they were. Unlike now, I'm not sure what it's like over there still, but unlike now, I can be openly gay. Titled Shit Homophobic People Say, so let's get into it.
Homosexual behavior is harmful not only to society, but more importantly to the individuals who engage in that behavior.
You don't need to be in the pew every Sunday to know that there's something wrong in this country when gays can serve openly in the military.
People who are trapped in the homosexual lifestyle, they're in constant rebellion with order, with their natural order, with natural law.
If there's one characteristic trait of the gay agenda in the public school system, it's this. It's sneaky. It's usually designed to look like something else. It's disguised as something else.
The reason that HIV was invented as the cause of AIDS is it was a way to get research money.
We have to understand barbarians need to be educated. They need to be disciplined. And just because someone feels it or thinks it doesn't mean that we're supposed to go down that road.
We went from Lawrence versus Texas to now a constitutional right to same-sex marriage, and they're going into a constitutional right to polyamorous relationships. This is the slippery slope.
I have a book called The Marketing of Evil by David Kapelian, and it tells how expert genius Harvard marketers actually came up with the word gay rights so that the American public would accept it as natural behavior.
If you're involved in the gay and lesbian lifestyle, it's bondage. It is personal bondage, personal despair, and personal enslavement. And that's why this is so dangerous.
All gays who are born gay are overwhelmingly conservative, maybe apolitical. And all those angry gays causing trouble for everybody, I don't even think they were born gay. I think they're angry at their fathers.
What the fuck? I don't think they were born gay, they just hate their fathers. Oh no. I am speechless. I don't even, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why? I need to go over that again. Hang on. Hang the fuck on. Okay. So this man said that the reason HIV was invented. Baby, why? Why would somebody invent HIV? Why? You know something's wrong with the community when people can serve that are openly gay in the military. They're fighting for you, for this country that you live in. Whether they're gay or not, they're doing the work that you want them to do, that you want other people to do. They're protecting you. And if you treat them wrong, who's going to be there to protect you? Other straight people, yes. But there could be so much more. What is so wrong with people loving each other? Okay. I get it if you don't understand. If you don't understand, you can definitely ask people who are dealing with that. Or if you don't know anybody who's dealing with that, you could Google it. We have so much more technology now than we did back then. There's so much information at the touch of a screen. You could be so much more educated than you were back then. If you are not gay, lesbian, that is completely fine. You cannot choose that. I don't know why you would choose that. It's the harder route. But you don't need to discriminate people who are. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just loving each other. And there's nothing wrong with that. If I am a lesbian, I'm not sure, then I wouldn't date men. But I'm not gonna discriminate other women who do date men. I wouldn't do it. But I don't care if other people do. It's not hurting me in any way. So what's the problem? What's the problem? This one is called Video Services of Sheer Speaking Against Same-Sex Marriage. Let's go.
In that sense, they have many of the collateral features of marriage, but they do not have its inherent feature. As they cannot commit to the natural procreation of children, they cannot, therefore, be married. More important to society than the raising of children, for its very survival requires it. Homosexual unions are by nature contradictory to this. There is no complementarity of the sexes.
Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale released the video from the House of Commons in 2005. A young Scheer argues that same-sex marriage cannot truly meet the definition of marriage because the two cannot have children. Scheer's team was quick to point out that Goodale and other Liberal MPs voted against same-sex marriage in the past. Goodale says his beliefs have evolved since. Wells also sees some hypocrisy from the Liberal camp. Earlier this month, all major party leaders, except for Scheer, took part in the Vancouver Pride Parade. City News contacted his office to see whether he would accept, but we didn't receive a response. Wells believes the issue could haunt Scheer. Scheer's office did release a statement saying the leader has no intentions to reopen the debate. In Ottawa, Nigel Newlove, City News.
So I know this was a video from years ago, and I'm not sure if his opinion on this really has changed, but I will just talk about the video. Marriage is not about having children. And that really does damage people who are in a straight relationship and who are married, but they are just not fertile, and they just literally can't have children. You're just hurting the people who are straight. Procreation is not what marriage is about. Marriage is the joining of two people. It's when they love each other. You don't necessarily need to have a kid. And there's people who don't want to have children, but they have partners that they love very much and who are married. And it's completely okay. You don't even need to have a child. I don't plan on having children. I plan on adopting because of, first off, my size. I will definitely need a C-section. If not, I cannot give birth. Unfortunately, that's just genetics. I can't. I'm too small. If I want to be married and I want to adopt instead of procreating, I'm still married. Procreation has nothing to do with marriage. It's about love and wanting to spend the rest of your life with that person, no matter what gender they are or how they identify or anything. It's about love, not just having sex and birthing a child. No, that's not what that's about. There's nowhere where it says that you have to have a child in order to be married. That's not how that works. And people who live their lives based off the Bible, you have to be married before you have a child. Premarital sex is a sin. So I don't really understand that. I don't. Let's just move on. Okay, so this one's called Homophobic Hecklers Hit Presidential Hopeful Pete Yeah, I can't read the rest of the title, but you get the idea.
The first year of married life, I would say freedom is what's at stake in the idea of whether a county clerk gets to tell you who you ought to marry. Speaking of things, hello again. Speaking of things that are at stake that do not belong to a single political party,
So, the heckler was only in that one part of the video, which was the very beginning. So, I couldn't exactly hear what he had to say. But the way that people were just staring at him. And he was the only one doing it. You just look dumb, sir. I'm sorry. You just look dumb, and people had to escort him out. And they were just like, come on, Jerry. Let's just calm down. I don't understand people like that. Okay, so that's the end of the videos that I'm going to be showing. But I do have some memes that I had one of my friends sent me, and some that I found on my own. Some of them I did have to read to pick out for this video, but the ones that my friend sent me I haven't looked at yet. So let's see that. So this is the first one. If you support these clowns, unfriend me. Why should gay people have rights when we don't even have the right to not have to put up with seeing them in public? Share this if you're against gay people. You don't have to see them in public. You can just leave. Okay. I'll discuss these afterwards. Let's just keep going. Lesbian is not dating me because I'm a man is heterophobic. No. They're not dating you because you're a man. The whole point of being a lesbian is dating women. If you refuse to go out with a trans person for the sole reason they are trans, you are transphobic. Yeah. Of course you can have preferences. You don't have to date trans people if you don't want to. That's perfectly fine, because chances are if you're like that, they don't want to date you either. But like, bro, the whole point of being a lesbian is not dating you. That's yeah. If you're gay, transgender, queer, etc., and your family doesn't accept you from now on, I'll be your family because I won't be accepting you either. You know what you did. That's just mean. They know the fact that some kids who come out don't have accepting families, and you just had to rub it in by saying you're not accepting of them either. That doesn't help. And I guess that's kind of the whole point, because you're not trying to help, you're trying to hurt them. Why is it called homophobia? Phobia is an intense and irrational fear. I don't fear gay people. Gay people fear me. You know, this one. I don't get why we do call it homophobia. Because they're not afraid of us, they're just assholes. But you do understand the harm that you're doing with that though, right? That gay people fear me is just proving the point that you're violent and irrational, and it's just, I don't understand. We fear people like you because you guys will hate crime less and murder us. How men that want to ban guns eat bananas. most of the people that want to ban guns are afraid because a lot of school shootings happen in this country, and the problem is the fact that Americans have so much access to guns. It's not because they're gay. There are parents who want to ban guns because they're afraid that one day their child may not come home. This is just, I hate that. I really don't like that. Okay, going back to this one. They're losing, they're asking for the right to exist. That's all they want. They want to be able to exist without being afraid. You definitely have that. They just want to be equal to you. That's not harming you in any way. You don't have to put up with seeing them. If you're uncomfortable, you don't need to say anything, just leave. This one's gonna be vertical, unfortunately, because I can't, Pinterest doesn't really flip over like that. So. What was that intense music? You just made things harder for yourself. You would know you didn't need to do that. That kind of proves that not accepting equality and discriminating against gay people is just making it harder for everyone, including you. You're just being difficult for no reason. You just look dumb, honestly. People are like, so many people were just staring at him crawling up those stairs.
Please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag. This is America. This is our land. Please, President Trump. Please, please. I hope you have a plan.
Your land? What happened to the Native Americans? Oh goodness, honey. Did you not have an education? Girl, I don't... The American flag is everywhere. There's one in every single classroom. You have to say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. Every house on any military base has a flag on it. They're everywhere. Literally everywhere. You don't see the American... Girl, you need to get your eyes checked, because damn, I see them everywhere. They're literally everywhere. Babe, I don't think you understand. This isn't your land either. The white people came here, murdered hundreds, if not more, Native Americans. This was their land. And they got that stripped away from them. It doesn't feel too good, does it? But then again, we're not stripping your land away from you. We were also born here. And if you're talking about people who are from other countries immigrating here, what They came here for the American dream. Meaning they probably don't want to do anything to disrespect the flag, which you apparently care so much about. They're not destroying that. They're not destroying that. But they just wanted a place to go because obviously if they're coming here, their country is much worse. They came here for a better life, and if you needed to flee, you would do the same thing. You'd go somewhere better. If you were in a bad neighborhood, you'd obviously want to move to another neighborhood that is better and safer for you and for your family. That is exactly what they're doing, except it's not neighborhoods, it's countries, because their country isn't safe for them or their families. They're not trying to do anything to harm you. And if you don't like that, you don't like it here, you don't like the fact that immigration is a thing, then you can leave. Oh wait, that's immigration, and you're against that, right? That concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, if I do have some more, I can also get more. You can also recommend some, but if you want to see me do this again in the future, then I will do that. I'm not gonna say I enjoy it, because it's definitely very frustrating to watch all of this. And I apologize for the camera quality and the audio. I don't have any real filming equipment. All I have is my phone, unfortunately. I also apologize for my appearance. I have been going through that time of the month, ladies and educated men. You understand what I'm talking about. So I'm not feeling good about anything. I'm breaking out. My skin is breaking out. I've also just discovered the fact that my left eye is a bit slower in reaction time and smaller, because I am blind in that eye. Fun fact, I can't see out of it. So I apologize in advance for the rest of my videos in the future, because you will definitely be seeing more of that. I hope you have an amazing Pride Month and that you don't have to deal with any of the bullshit that I showed you today. So, happy Pride Month, everyone.